The following recording is a production of Kickin' Out at 2 in conjunction with the Retromania Pro Wrestling Podcast Network and is intended for private use only. For more information, head on over to facebook.com/Kickin' Out at 2 or our Twitter handle @Kickin' Out 2, along with searching Retromania with a W on any and all podcast platforms available to listen to archive shows such as this and all the great content of the Retromania Pro Wrestling Podcast Network. Evergreen content at your fingertips anytime at your listening pleasure. And with that being said, we thank you for listening and hope you enjoy the show.
We're celebrating a birthday on this episode of Kickin' Out at 2. I'm your host, Dave Rosenbluth, and with me is the birthday boy himself, my co-host, my dear close personal longtime friend, Mr. Dennis J. Levy. Happy birthday, pal.
Thanks, Dave. Happy birthday to myself. I'm now going to be 44 years old. I'm in denial about it.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't feel old. I don't think I look old.
You got some miles on you, but I mean that's not anything. You know, it's not egregious.
If I could tell a quick story to the listening audience of Kicking At It Too, that when I was 18, I looked 15. When I was 21, I looked 16. When I was 25, even when I go to a casino, I used to be a nightmare. They would ask for my ID every 10 seconds. It was crazy. When I was 30, I looked 21. But then one day, when I hit 35, I looked 35. I don't know what happened. I really don't, man. Now I'm 44. And I don't think I look 44, but I definitely look like I'm in my 40s. But the one thing I want to bring up, at least when I was 42, the only time I ever admit that was a stranger would come up to me and be like, hey, how old are you? Is when I was in 42. I'd be like, just like Jackie Robinson, 42, baby.
Oh, okay.
But now it's like, ugh.
Not to rub it in, but I was recently asked by a coworker how old I was, and I told him, I'm 41. Yeah. And he says, really? He goes, dude, I thought you were my age. I said, how old are you? He's like, just turned 36. I'm like, oh, cool.
I was not mid-30s, too.
Really?
Yeah, mid-30s, absolutely.
I mean, I guess I don't have as many grays. Like, I have, like, one little gray under my goatee here in the back. And then, like, in the back, I think I have a couple of grays. But, like, I'm not, given all the stress that, my wife puts me through on a regular basis, just being married to her, I'm surprised I haven't, become, Mr. Salt and Pepper Shaker. But nonetheless, happy birthday.
Thank you,
I thought, because, you take the time to do these with me, I want to celebrate you. So this is the birthday wildcard watch-along edition of Kicking Out at 2. And Dennis, I gave you a list, and I said, have at it. What do you want to watch? We're going to do a little birthday watch-along, and you chose WWF Superstars from May 28th, 1994.
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, Dave gave me some classics, and I mean it.
I'll even go through the list. I'll go through the list. Here we go. All right, so for the month of May, because I like to keep up with the milestones and history of wrestling.
Of course.
I gave him RVD and Jerry Lynn from ECW's Hardcore Heaven 1999. I gave him Saturday Night's Main Event from May of 1989, Hulk Hogan and the Big Boss Man inside the big blue steel cage with the debut of Zeus. I gave him a random episode of Monday Night Raw from 1994, any random episode of Raw from May of 1999, or Nitro from May of 1999, ECW Hardcore TV from 1999, Sunday Night Heat from May of 1999, and Eddie Guerrero versus JBL for the WWE Championship from Judgment Day in May of 2004. And you almost picked that one. When I mentioned that, you were like, "Ooh."
I love that match.
Yeah,
I love that match.
Yeah,
that's the one JBL match I just say that might be my top 15.
You know what? Before we get into this, I'll say, on a quick little sidebar here, I was not sold on the idea that JBL, that they were moving him, into the main event.
Oh, me too.
I thought at the beginning when they changed it over his character and he was like this J.R. Ewing, rich, stock market tycoon, I thought, like, okay, he'd be good in, like, the U.S. title picture.
Yeah.
But when they shot him right up to the WWE Championship, I wasn't buying it.
I was 20,000%.
Until they did the angle where Eddie's mother had a heart attack, which actually apparently was a legit heart attack that she had in the ring at that house show. And then this match with the bloodbath.
Yeah.
And then I was sold on JBL as a main event guy.
Me too. And I love the Big Show the finish, at least the finish to the Big Show the JBL match when he slammed it through the ring and he crawls out.
Oh,
that's so clever.
That barbed wire cage match they had. Yeah. So I gave you a list and you checked it twice, and you decided on Superstars May 28th, 1994, and it's headlined by a King of the Ring qualifying match with the 1-2-3 Kid and Adam Bomb. This is from May of 1994.
I just love Superstars. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
No, Superstars has got a font.
I love Superstars.
You know what I wish, and I've talked about this before, but it bears repeating. I wish that that there would be older episodes of Superstars that go past, that come before 1992. So apparently, someone owns the trademark and the licensing for Superstars of Wrestling. So that's the reason why we only get seasons from 1992 on. But like a lot of the classic moments that took place in my fandom took place, from late 80s, early 90s, 90, 91, 92. Like you don't get a lot of that because it says Superstars of Wrestling and someone owns that.
So we're never going to get like Jake Snake and Rick Rude or nothing.
I don't know, maybe. Who knows? But maybe some. I mean, they shelled out a bunch of cash for Yeet to get the Yeet catchphrase so they can make a T-shirt out of it. They should shell out some money for Superstars of Wrestling,
hope so, man.
So they can get that library on the network. Because there's some classic moment when the Ultimate Warrior got locked in the Undertaker's casket, or when Undertaker and Ric Flair attacked Hulk Hogan in the funeral parlor, and Randy Savage and Roddy Piper made the save, or when Ric Flair assaulted Roddy Piper at the announcers table, or Jake the Snake and the Cobra with Macho Man. I mean, all classic stuff that took place prior to 1992 that is unfortunately not on peaCOCK because of that license. So anyways, what I want you to do is head on over to peaCOCK, your peaCOCK, grab it tightly, and blow the candle out and make a wish. No, that's for Dennis later. Season 9, episode 22, May 28th, 1994. It goes about 45 minutes and 46 seconds, and we are going to, when I say play, press play, and maybe from time to time I will turn up the audio. And we're just gonna, have ourselves a little birthday pardookie, if you will.
Do it.
All right. So, in 3, 2, 1, press play. As we see here, opening with a clip from the previous week's Superstars, a King of the Ring qualifying match with Jeff Jarrett and Lex Luger, made in the USA. Lex Luger. So we are heading towards the King of the Ring pay-per-view from this. From this year in 1984. Crush getting involved there as we see him attacking Lex Luger, costing him the match. Luger didn't really fare well in these King of the Ring tournaments.
That's 2 years in a row. Or this is the first year, and then the next year he gets counted out as well.
Yes, by Yokozuna. And then the previous year in 93, he went to a time limit draw with Tatanka. So Luger has not had much luck with these King of the Ring tournaments as we see him race to the... Oh, there he is. He gets crushed. And we get ourselves a little brawl. And that was what, 94 we're watching here? We're watching 94, yeah.
What happened to Jarrett in 94 King of the Ring cut into the head?
I think he was in the tournament.
Yeah, he had to. He just qualified. But anyway, I just don't remember what
Jerry Lawler and Harvey Whippleman.
Yeah.
As we get set for the Adam Bomb King of the Ring match against 1-2-3 Kid. Let's get Harvey Whippleman's thoughts here.
Is a certain factor in this match. As a matter of fact, it's going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3. You heard it from the man.
Yeah, Superstars has always had it's got a special place in my heart.
I love Superstars wrestling,
and it's unfortunate. I mean, Monday night, the invention of Monday Night Raw. Into
even the first couple of years, I thought Superstars was the A show and Raw was the B show.
Really?
Especially that first year, absolutely. Like for example, I remember watching.
You know what? I looking back on it now that you say that, I kind of agree with you because, you would see a lot more storyline development on Superstars than you would on Raw. You would see some on Raw, but you would still see the enhancement jobber matches on Raw as well. So it was just like another piece of programming, it felt like. It didn't feel revolutionary or groundbreaking. as we see
Diesel, right?
that is right. That is the Intercontinental Champion, Big Daddy Cool Diesel, set to make his way down to the ring. Just recently defeating Razor Ramon and winning the Intercontinental Championship just a few weeks ago.
I thought they could have did more with Diesel and Razor. That obviously they focused more on Razor and HBK, but I thought they had like 2 matches.
Razor and Diesel?
Yeah.
Against each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had...
Oh my God! It's just incredible.
Yes, he is wrestling PJ Walker.
This is a great birthday. Oh my God!
Oh,
this is a great birthday treat.
You are
for
a
me.
big Just Incredible fan. That's
He's
right.
He in his heyday, you asked me in 2001 who was my favorite wrestler all time. Is Just Incredible. Now it's been he's down a peg or two.
Yeah.
It's either AJ Styles, Kenny Omega maybe. I want to say Okada, but oh my God, the last couple months, have you been watching Okada in AEW at all?
No, I have not.
Oh,
I really
awful.
haven't watched a whole lot of AEW. I'll catch a match here and there if I hear something good about it, but for the most, like the last thing I watched from AEW was one of their pay-per-views. Not the whole thing, but I watched what was it? What is it? The Bryan Danielson Will Ospreay match, which was really good.
Yeah.
Excellent match.
Why did they just put the fucking title on Will Ospreay? Anyway,
Well, they gave it to Swerve.
I love being
And Swerve's
fan.
popular, so I get
Yeah.
why they gave it to him. I like Swerve. But I'm going to say this. WWE right now is the hotter product, in my opinion.
But you know what? Seriously, one is an inferno. If you're talking about like temperature, and one's an ice cube. And one, I'm actually afraid that like if it stays like this, AEW is gone in 2 years.
I mean, if he's going to keep throwing money at it, whatever, I could see him, throwing money. I mean, he's in pretty deep. So at this point, like, I would, if I were him, I'd commit to it. And I don't think he's got any plans on getting rid of it anytime soon.
And like him wearing that fucking. Do you watch the draft at all?
I did. They sold he sold the
Oh my God,
the neck brace.
Yeah, I was watching
from the angle.
I was watching it on the NFL Network, and they fucking.
I saw that. I did see that. I appreciate the dedication and trying to bring back kayfabe, but I mean, come on. Like, we're in an era of social media. And you know what the funny thing is? Like, he didn't even care to, like, keep up with it because, like, so they had the draft and then he was on TV, like, the next day. Jackknife powerbomb. Diesel to PJ. You're done. 1, 2, 3. Match over. Easy win for Diesel.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love Just Incredible, but if it wasn't an ECW, he normally was going to lose.
Yeah. Interesting that Diesel came out without Shawn Michaels. I don't know why they had him come out solo. I don't know if Shawn was injured or they had him on another tour or whatever. But here's something that I just noticed watching this. I prefer, me personally, I prefer the commentator's table away from ringside and like on like a platform. I don't like it that it's ringside all the time.
I kind of agree with you. That like the angle they're showing now is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig that. It kind of has like a football presentation to it, like the commentators in the booth above the field.
Yeah, totally. Yep. Yeah, but I always liked Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah, that's right. This sets up the Piper Jerry Lawler King of the Ring match, which is basically based on Lawler and Piper's dueling, talk show segments with the King's Court and Piper's Pit.
If you're going to choose one, who would you pick? Piper's Pit or...
Piper's Pit easily.
Yeah.
Piper's Pit easily. I mean, Lawler had some decent King's Courts, but you know what I'd never... what I loved about the talk show segments was that like it wasn't in the ring and they had like a little stage. It like reminded you of like those 80s talk shows where like you go on the stage and there's like the backdrop and the set. Nowadays they just put like a chair and a carpet and they decorate the ring a little bit and then that's your talk show segment. Like I think that's I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart on their way to the ring. Underrated tag team. I don't know about you, but I thought that they were not a bad team. For this era, and one of the true.
I love their finisher.
Yeah, that where is it the leg drop off the second rope while the other one's holding them?
Yeah, reminds me of I love Demolition.
Demolition, yeah.
Remind me of Demolition.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, I was a big Billy Guns fan. That I thought they jumped the shark when Sonny joined them. But
really?
I thought
I thought it was going to be like
they screamed baby faces. When they were heels, I didn't like it. I didn't like them as heels.
Well, I thought it was going to lead to Sonny and Billy being an item. It reminded me of like, you know what I got from it?
What's that?
Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, like Rockers vibes. Like Shawn, splitting off from Marty and he's got Sherry. Like that's what I kind of thought that Billy was going to go in that direction. He was going to be the heartthrob with the good looking chick on his arm, and Bart was going to be wrestling on Wrestling Challenge for the rest of his life. What's that?
Well, how did the Smoking Guns break up? I forget.
I just think they had, if I remember correctly, I think the story was that they were, Sonny became a distraction for Billy in their matches, and they were losing. And Bart had just kind of had enough, and Billy had a big ego, and he kind of like hogged the spotlight, and then they split up.
All right.
Yeah.
The rest is history. Obviously, Talk Man. And
he became Rockabilly, and then New Age Outlaws, and then, now he's Scissor Me Daddy Ass on AEW.
Yeah, and poor.
I'll say this, though. He looks good for his age, man. He's like 60-something years old.
I'm with you 10,000%.
Yeah, I've seen him in a few matches. He's not bad in the ring now at his age. He doesn't do anything out of his wheelhouse, but he does what he's capable of doing, and it's not bad. He holds his own in the ring.
Yeah.
He's not gonna give you a 5-star classic from the Tokyo Dome that some of these fans out there expect these days.
Who's that? Obviously, that's Mike Sharp, the other guy. But who's this guy currently in the ring, the jobber?
Tony DeVito.
Tony DeVito, man, are these
another ECW guy?
Yeah,
they must have been local in that New York, New Jersey tri-state area with this taping.
But I'm just trying to say though, if there was a Jobber Hall of Fame, Mike Sharp and DeVito got to be in there, don't you think?
Oh, Mike Sharp, I don't know about DeVito.
No.
I mean, I guess in the sense that DeVito made a name for himself in ECW. Well, I don't know. Did he really make a name for himself?
I'm just like, you know what?
For the ECW diehards, yeah. It got your attention.
Yeah.
I see that. No, yeah, Mike Sharp definitely would be the...
You got to put him in Job Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was I heard a story once that he used to be like a clean freak. Like, he would take these like significantly extra long showers, and then like everyone would be out of the building, and he'd be like the last one in the building, and like the janitors are like, all right, we got to lock up now, and he's like just drying off. Like, he would just sit in the shower for God knows how long. He was like a clean freak.
If I was Vince, that would piss me off. I'd be like,
well, Vince ain't there. He don't give a fuck. He already paid the bill. Like what are they gonna do?
Jobber, though, you're gonna like.
But you know what though? Their roles as enhancement talent was to make these guys look good. So in a way, they are important players in the company. So he probably thought to himself, like, well, they need guys like me, so I could take a fucking 3-hour shower and wash my nuts for 45 minutes straight.
I heard too that he would run upstairs for like 2 hours.
His
fitness was incredible.
Yeah, he was in pretty good shape. Oh, it's that move.
Ooh, that's
the move right there. End of the match. Smoking Guns get the victory. Was Sharp even in the match?
Yeah, he got his ass kicked for the first.
Oh, okay.
First half.
Look at me, not paying attention as we're doing a watch along. Holy cow! Yep, there she is.
Yep.
Ride that cowboy. Oh man,
hotties.
Not that one. The one with the braces. She had the Black and Decker pecker wrecker right there. Look at the haircuts, the mullets, the clothing design. This is definitely the '90s right there. Bart with a nice drop kick, and Billy with a one-armed body slam. And that's I like that finish.
Yeah.
I like that finish.
Yeah.
And look what we got here. Oh,
Hall of Fame.
they're gonna induct some people into the Hall of Fame. Let's
who do you think it's got?
I don't know. Chief J. Strongbow,
That's a good
Freddie
one.
Blassie, Gorilla Monsoon, James Dudley, Arnold Skoland, Bobo Brazil,
I love Bobo Brazil.
Buddy Rogers. That was
Buddy
your 1994 Hall of Fame class. I
What
think
was the Buddy Rogers? Wasn't he like in the first ever WrestleMania match under a mask or something?
Buddy Rogers.
Was
No.
that someone else? All right, never mind.
I don't know who played it was the Executioner, but I don't know who played the Executioner.
Okay, I think it could have been Buddy Rogers.
I don't recall. I don't think it was Buddy Rogers.
All right.
I don't think Buddy Rogers was actively wrestling at that time.
Maybe
I
you're
think he
right.
might have been out of the game before
Yeah.
he passed away. I don't know what this is here. It said live event news, and then they were showing
Hall of Fame.
clips. It looks like some banquet of some sorts. It's probably like a Special Olympics or like a who is that? Is that an actor? Who is that guy?
Who is that guy? Oh man,
You know who I'm talking about.
I'm so mad at myself. I don't know. This guy.
Not an actor, a musician. What's his
Oh
name?
really? I thought he was an athlete. This guy.
Oh, damn, what's his name? Son of a bitch. I don't know, I forgot his name. Anyways. So it seems like Men on a Mission.
Yeah.
It looks like some charity event that they were at. See people singing and maybe some sort of auction. But yeah, we're back to the crowd, back to the live action
There we
here.
go.
Oh, here
Adam
it is.
Bomb.
Adam Bomb and 1, 2, 3 Kid in the King of the Ring qualifying match. I've told you Adam Bomb's a guilty pleasure of mine. I just thought the name was cool. And even the look at him. Like, he looks like a monster. But his in-ring skill, I guess, wasn't the best.
No, not really. Even when he was, I loved him with Crush. What was that? Chronic.
Yes.
I used to love Chronic, but
They weren't a bad like big man tag.
Yeah.
They were trying to do like a APA ripoff where like they would like
great in hell.
where they would, hire their services to beat guys up for money and shit like that. That was towards the end of WCW when they were throwing just about anything at the wall. Didn't matter if it stuck or not. They just still did it. But I was always surprised that like because of the big men that Undertaker wrestled over the years that like this guy wasn't one of them. Adam Bomb. Like I'm sure, like a significant run, not like a random match, because I'm sure they had random matches against each other, but something more significant.
Yeah, hell, he did a program with Come on, why not fucking Adam Bomb?
Yeah. This is a King of the Ring qualifying match for the year 1994. It's Adam Bomb against the 1, 2, 3 Kid.
1, 2, 3 Kid looks a little like a
kid.
I actually thought like his arms are a little beefier.
He did look a little beefier in this year compared to the year prior, where looked like a toothpick in spandex.
Yeah.
A toothpick in spandex with a mullet.
When he was the Dynamite Kid.
Or the Kamikaze Kid,
Kamikaze
the Lightning
Kid,
Kid.
I remember him. First time ever seeing him was the Kamikaze Kid getting jobbered up by Doink the Clown.
Yes. He suffered some losses against Doink and Mr. Hughes, and then eventually he would get that lucky victory over Razor Ramon. They say
That
that
was pretty cool.
That was cool. Yeah, that was cool. It was different. As a kid, I didn't see it really going anywhere, and then he remained on TV.
Yeah.
And then eventually him and Razor became friends on TV, which they were friends in real life.
Yeah, you got to figure that.
Part of the clique.
Yeah, I mean, part of the clique probably helped that push.
Yeah.
Then I just remember hearing Jimmy Powers, of all people, one time I was listening to him do an interview, and he goes to Vince, and he goes, "Hey, how come I can't do something like that?" And man, he was pretty much like, "Well, make more friends."
It's gone viral over the years, in more recent years, but there's a famous picture of it was a promotional shot of the 1, 2, 3 Kid, and it actually made it onto the Hasbro action figure box where he's missing both of his eyebrows.
What?
Yeah, and it's attributed to an evening spent with Kurt Hennig apparently Kurt Hennig and him had a few drinks and they hung out and kid fell asleep and Kurt Hennig shaved his eyebrows.
Oh, why would they?
And then he had he had to do promotional photos the next day, and one of them was for the action figure that they were doing, which, by the way, that 1-2-3 Kid Hasbro is probably still the most sought out action figure out there.
Really? No eyebrows, huh?
Well, not that there's eyebrows on the action figure, but on the box, on the packaging, you can see the picture, and it shows, that he's missing both of his eyebrows.
That's funny.
Yeah, the action figure in the box, they call it mint on card, I believe. Sometimes you see it on eBay for
Nice catch.
over $1,000. Yeah, that is a nice catch. Body slam onto the floor, and then out of the box, like I saw someone selling it recently on eBay for like $650. One of these days, I'll get that action figure if I decide if I manage to hit the lotto. I don't know if I could justify spending $650 on a 1-2-3 Kid action figure. If
Maybe
I
it was Hulk Hogan.
I mean, maybe damn headphones are giving me trouble today. I mean, if I do spend it, my wife certainly won't know about that. Yeah. That's for sure. Honey, I didn't make that much this week. Overtime was kind of light. As I get this fucking action figure coming in the mail, Federal Express or UPS or whatever the fuck. So it's your birthday, and I wanted to ask you, what are you doing for your birthday? Or what? You got any plans?
My sister, but the sweetheart that she is going to take a day off. My birthday's on a Monday. So she actually took a day off of work. And she requested it. Whatever you get to this. That she's gonna come up and we're gonna have a nice little lunch with my mother. We're gonna go from there.
Okay. And you have 3 sisters.
3 sisters.
And so this one, she's what?
Yeah, my second.
She lives out of state.
Yep, she lives in New Hampshire.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Nice.
Yep. Yeah, me and her are really, really close.
Okay.
I hate to say this about my sisters. One, we don't even speak. We haven't spoken in 10 years.
Oh wow!
And she moved to Tennessee and whatever. But
didn't speak because you guys had issues, or didn't speak because it's just life and you guys are doing your own thing.
At first, it was life, and then it
turned into something. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to share. We don't need to.
Whatever. It's a boring story anyway. But anyway, yeah. So one sister I haven't seen in 10 years. Another sister that I'm like medium, like when we see each other, it's like nothing's happened.
Yeah.
And then my sister Colleen, we're tighter than tight.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, birthday falls on a Monday this year.
Yep,
so
Monday, yeah.
I get it. I've had those birthdays where it falls on a weekday. Oh, who's this? Is that Quang?
It's Quang.
It's Quang.
It's Savio Vega.
Savio Vega. Oh yeah. That one time I pretend to be the Quang, and I put that green mist in his face, spitting out a bomb face, and then the kid he pin him in and go 1, 2, 3, and the kid went, oh my god, I gotta get so much trouble. Harvey whipping me, not gonna pay me, no more pesos. I try really, really hard. I fight. I'm the Puerto Rican Quang.
That was a 10 out of 10, sir.
Oh man, really?
That was pretty good.
1-2-3 Kid gets the win over Adam Bomb
really
and qualifies for the King of the Ring tournament to take place in the month of June. Oh, no. Adam Bomb looking for somebody to strike. I think this is when they turn Adam Bomb babyface.
You gotta figure.
Because Whippleman just left with Quang. You see him leaving here, and he leaves Adam Bomb, left to clean up after himself.
But he did, to the defense, Adam Bomb did try to punch him in the face.
When he was blinded by the green mist.
So he's like, oh, I'm out of here, man.
Quang, I tried really, really hard not to spit in his face with the green goo. That slime ball. What do we got coming up next? Oh, is that Jim Cornette? Yes, that is. Are we going to get we're getting a Yokozuna sighting. Oh, man.
Love Yoko.
Yokozuna. This was, a few months removed from losing the WWF Championship to Bret Hart at WrestleMania. Did you know? I just saw this recently on social media that when Mr. Fuji retired from active wrestling, when he was no longer on camera, that he took a job working as an usher at a movie theater so that he could be closer to his kids. in Tennessee. Yeah, I just saw this picture recently on social media. I made the joke in the comments that Fuji better been throwing the salt in the popcorn with his salt throwing skills.
I tell you what, I bet you that someone went out of line and Mr. Fuji could handle himself, and I bet you he was an awesome movie.
Oh yeah, you try to watch 2 movies, you only pay for 1. Oh yeah.
I would say, who do you think wins, an average person or 1995 Mr. Fuji? I think Mr. Fuji.
Well, I saw the picture. The picture's online. He's actually wearing like the usher gear, and he's like growing his hair. So like he was growing his hair back. So he looked like a average guy. Razor Ramon, Ico Pro.
What technically was Ico Pro?
It was supposed to be some sort of like, I don't know, dietary, workout supplement of sorts. I don't know. I was too young. I didn't take that shit. Kidding me?
I see every now and again an Ico Pro shirt, and anyway, I always get a good laugh out of it.
There's actually a couple of guys on Twitter. I don't think they do this podcast anymore, but they used to have a podcast called Ico Pod.
No way.
Yeah, and they would cover like new generation 90s WWF, like 93, 94, 95. But yeah, Ico Pro was one of the... I don't know how well it did or how successful it was on the market. Honestly, I don't know. But that was like Vince's wet dream to be involved in like the bodybuilding, health and wellness with the WBF.
Yeah.
And he tried to create a bodybuilding pay-per-view with like storylines and shit like that. Just didn't, seem to work out.
I don't know. My theory always was that bodybuilding thing would have taken off. Lex Luger would have had a championship as long as Bruno San Martino.
Really?
Oh yeah, that was his goal. That have his bodybuilder thing take off. Then have like Lexi with the belt just going around, with the bodybuilding shit. I think that was always his end game.
You know why Luger was involved in that, right?
No idea.
So Luger had a contract with WCW, and Luger's contract, the way it was structured, was he only worked X amount of dates. Okay, the contract length, there was an end date, but it would be up to the company to spread out those dates. Well, they used Luger in all his scheduled dates per his contract, but the date of his contract hadn't ended. So what happened was, he worked his last match in February of 92 in WCW against Sting at the Super Bowl pay-per-view. And then 2 months later, he was signed by Titan Sports, Vince McMahon. But the condition was he can go sign with Vince McMahon, but he can't wrestle for WWF for 1 year. So they put him on the WBF, the World Bodybuilding, cool. And he actually was going to take a part and have a role in the bodybuilding federation. He was like, it wasn't just a front. He was gonna be like their Hulk Hogan, because he was the wrestler. He was gonna be the guy that was gonna try to get, or at least from what I read, they wanted him to be the wrestler that the wrestling fans carry over to the bodybuilding world, because he was the recognizable wrestling name and he had the body and the good look.
That makes sense.
And he got in that motorcycle accident that screwed up his arm, and that's how he got that Titanic bionic forearm or whatever. But that was the deal. He was going to be in the WBF for a little while. So that's why Luger didn't debut till January of 93 as the Narcissist at the Royal Rumble, was because it was part of that contract agreement.
Shawn
Michaels Heartbreak Hotel. I like the Heartbreak Hotel because, number one, it wasn't in the ring. They would do it separately, like on a stage. And I thought the neon sign and the heart-shaped bed, like that was kind of neat. Looks like they're previewing an upcoming episode of the Heartbreak Hotel. Here's the King of the Ring report. We'll play the audio for this momentarily. I always used to like the reports, to preview the cards and stuff. They should do that more often, like in the control center. Here's Todd Pettengill.
Here on WWF Superstars, I'm Todd Pettengill. Lots to talk about here, beginning with the incredible upset by the 1-2-3 Kid over Adam Bomb earlier on in the hour. Just amazing. Of course, it's not the first upset we've seen, and it probably won't be the last. but it certainly will be a memorable one. We'll talk more about that in just a second, but do you guys realize we're only 3 weeks away from action? The second annual WWF King of the Ring Spectacular actually happens on Father's Day, Sunday, June the 19th, and totally live from the Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland, exclusively on pay-per-view cable television. 3 hours of guaranteed action, excitement, and family entertainment. And the only way to see it in your castle is to order it today on pay-per-view. Before we get to the King of the Ring tournament, remember, the WWF Championship is on the line at the King of the Ring Spectacular in a champion versus champion scenario. When the fightingest champion of all time, Bret the Hitman Hart, defends the belt against the awesome 7-foot Intercontinental Champion, Diesel. Only the Hitman's title is on the line, so Diesel has nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. I mean, he could walk out of the Baltimore Arena as the Intercontinental Champion and the newly crowned WWF Champion. But the Hitman has plans to make sure that that doesn't happen.
King of the Ring, champion versus champion, and it's only 3 weeks away, Diesel. And it'll be you and me facing off, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that maybe I'm a little intimidated by the fact that you're 7 feet tall, that you've walked over everybody since you come to the World Wrestling Federation. But I got news for you, Diesel. I don't get intimidated very easy. Sure, you're big, but let's cut to the chase right here, right now. Diesel, sooner or later, I will bring you down to your knees. And once I get you on your back, mark my words, you can have the sharpshooter put on you. Your legs are just long enough and just right for me to turn you over in the sharpshooter. And once I do that, I guess we're going to find out who the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Sounds like a pickup line for sex. Like, your legs are long enough, and when I get you on your knees and on your back. Yeah. Let's continue here.
Put the belts on the line against the awesome combination of Crush and Yokozuna. What a matchup that'll be. Plus, in a match everybody's talking about, Roddy Piper returns to the ring just one more time to take on the King, Jerry Lawler. Now, Roddy Piper is a guy who's done it all in and out of the World Wrestling Federation. I mean, he's an extremely unique personality. There is only one Roddy Piper.
You see, Jerry the King lawyer, I ain't no king. And if I could be, I wouldn't want to be. If I had time to, I wouldn't want to be like you. Now, Todd Pettengill, he's saying that we're trash talking, he called it. I live in a tough neighborhood, man. Tanya Harding lives here. Senator Bob Packwood, whatever the heck his name is. Tough neighborhood. And Roddy Piper lives here. I live in Oregon. But wrestling fans, if you think that I'm trying to get attention and talk trash, you're wrong. The WWF phoned me and asked me to come fight. And I says, okay, I'll fight if you help the kids. So, Jerry the King Lawler, I don't want to be doing that trash talk that Pettengill talked about. I really am trying to help out these kids. And WWF fans, I'd appreciate it. And all those one-liners you're using, I suppose I can say here you'll have liposuction and had to use a fire hose, but not interested in doing that. But the bottom line here is I could put a sandwich on my back and starve you to death. Please help the kids. Bottom line. I ain't no king.
What a night of action and spectacle this is going to be. And we haven't even talked about the prestigious King of the Ring tournament, so guess I'll do that now. The WWF's Great Eight will participate in a battle for the crown and the awesome title of King of the Ring. It's a grueling night of action with the key being stamina and endurance. Because in order to make it to the coronation ceremony, a superstar must defeat 3 others in the same night. It's a single elimination tournament. You win, you stay. You lose, you go bye-bye. There's only one spot remaining in this year's King of the Ring tournament. One spot. The 1-2-3 Kid took the 6th spot earlier on when he upset the huge Adam Bomb. And last Monday night on Raw, the Rocket, Owen Hart, took the 7th spot with a lot of help from Earthquake's nemesis, Yokozuna. And what a surprise, Owen Hart actually had something to say afterward.
I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you have the audacity to come up to me and tell me, Rocket, you qualified for the King of the Ring. Tell me something I didn't know. And now they can't find an opponent for me for the first round. That doesn't surprise me either. They're all scared of the Rocket. But what I really want to know is who I'm fighting in the final round of the King of the Ring, because that man I'm going to beat, and I will be the King of the Ring.
And so we have times 7. And here's how it breaks down. First bracket from WWF Superstars. Big Mama Mabel will battle Big Mouth IRS. In the first bracket of Monday Night Raw qualifiers, former Intercontinental Champion, the bad guy, Razor Ramon, will battle Bam Bam Bigelow, who will have to win without moving. Second bracket, still the first round, back to WWF Superstar qualifiers. The 1-2-3 kid who just qualified with his upset over Adam Bomb will take on Double J Jeff Jarrett. And in the second bracket of Monday Night Raw qualifiers, the Rocket, Owen Hart, will take on the winner of this Monday night's final King of the Ring qualifying match when the Native American superstar Tatanka takes on Jimmy Del Rey.
Gee, I wonder who's going to win that match.
It's going to be awesome, folks.
Who the fuck is Jimmy Del Rey?
From the Heavenly Bodies.
Oh, right.
Remember? The Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team with
right,
Dr.
right.
Tom Pritchard?
Jim Carnett,
Yeah. Jeez. Wonder who's
That's
going
such
to win
lazy
that.
booking.
Tatanka and Jimmy Del Rey.
That always pissed me off when you had a meaningful singles match and one guy is an established single star and the other one's a tag team guy.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder who's going to win this one.
Might as well just fucking set the matches up without having to do qualifiers at that point. Here comes IRS.
I've always been a big fan. Well, granted, I'm biased because, Bray.
Did you see the...
I can't do it.
You didn't even see the Hall of Fame induction with him and Barry Windham?
Bro, I can't do it.
All right. It's not... Listen, Crybaby. It's not that bad. Okay? They came out. They talked about their time as a team. They were part of the first WrestleMania. And then... Well, so, his son, Bo, and Bo Dallas, and his daughter, Mika Rotunda, they inducted both of, IRS, what's his name? Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham into the Hall of Fame. They mentioned Bray a little bit in the beginning, and then they talk about their accolades and their accomplishments, and then they came out. Fucking Barry Windham was wearing a baseball hat with a suit. You could tell he's an old guy that doesn't give a shit. He had a looks like somebody sat on the baseball hat. But they came out and they talked about their careers and how thankful they were and being a part of the first WrestleMania. And then at the end of the speech, he said, I wish that, my son Wyndham was here to witness this. And in honor of him, get your phones out. So everybody did they turned the flashlights on their phone and then they played the music and then they ended the segment. So it wasn't overkill that a lot of people expected. But it was a nice little tribute, and I think they did it that way so that when they do eventually put Bray Wyatt into the WWE Hall of Fame, that it will be a bigger deal and a bigger presentation. Now, have you heard the rumors about the rumored faction?
Yeah, the Wyatt Six.
The Wyatt Six.
Yeah, they said it's gonna.
They said it was going to be Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan.
Yeah.
I heard Nikki Cross. Maybe Dexter Loomis. I think Joe Gacy from NXT might be a part of it. So it's going to be a misfit type of group that's supposed to I don't know. Now the trick for me is they're going to apparently pay homage to Bray Wyatt, and it's going to be a part of the story. So I wonder how they're going to do that, so it doesn't come across so very
was always a mythical and spiritual. Maybe they can have Sister Abigail and him leading the group per se.
Yeah,
in their own spiritual.
Oh, these are neat. The Undertaker sightings. Let's play this.
Oh, I do love these.
Bumper to bumper traffic. Now, I've been tolling for a long time. I figure, let me turn my lights on, go down a breakdown lane. I'll get ahead of all this traffic, see what's going on. Driving down the side of the freeway, I get up to where all these people are all standing around something. As I pull up, kind of afraid to get out of the car. I didn't know what to expect. I figured someone might get hit by a car. I look down, there's a body laying on the ground. All of a sudden, he just jumps up. It's the Undertaker. This guy was huge. He jumps up, stands on two of the cars, jumps over another one, jumps over the barrier, and just disappeared. Just disappeared. I must say, some of these Undertaker sightings are rather unusual. However, speaking of rather unusual, we are told we're going to take you now to Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. He's in an unusual locale.
Last week, you saw me, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And
the cemetery. This week.
Excuse me.
Do you know what it smells like in here?
Money.
Money. Lots of money. And like I said last week, dead or alive, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. Even the Undertaker. So it should come as no surprise to all you stiffs that I've made contact with the Undertaker. And soon, very soon, he will be mine once again. That's right, he will become the property of the $1 Million Man. And when that happens, all the other superstars of the World Wrestling Federation will be resting in peace.
Just out of curiosity, is he in jail?
Is he in jail?
Yeah, for that what did he do? Tax fraud or?
No, it was his kid.
I thought he was in there. I thought he was tied in it too.
No, I don't believe so.
I just knew you know better than me.
Yeah, I believe so. Speaking of heavenly bodies,
Oh, here we go. That's it.
Dr. Tom and Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey.
Yeah. And poor Dr. Tom. After this endeavor, he had to do the body donnas.
He had to be Zip of the Body Donnas. That's right.
I actually love the body donnas. I really do.
I liked it when it was Skip and Sonny. I didn't like when they made it a tag team.
Well, see, I did because I knew I knew that sooner or later they're going to be the champions.
I just thought they got away from like being like the over, the obnoxious exercise guru. Like when it was Skip and Sonny, they were doing like there was all those exercise gurus like back in the day, those infomercials with like the Thigh Master, the Body by Jake, and all those guys, right? So like I thought it was kind of neat that like they had Sonny and Skip doing the like a rip off of it, but once they put Tom in the role as Zip.
But even before that, you lost to Barry Horowitz. So you as a singles guy, you're done. You can't. There's no coming back from losing Barry Horowitz.
Yeah, I don't know about that. They could have done a redemption angle, or he could have been like a. You know what they could have done with him? You remember that movie Heavyweights with Ben Stiller, with the fat kid camp? So
I know of it, but I didn't watch it.
Okay, so Ben Stiller's character is like this, like obnoxious, at sometimes aggressive, like weight loss coach of this like fat kid camp, and he kind of exhibits tough love on some of the kids attending the camp so they can lose weight so they're not young, heavy-set kids. They could have gone that route with Skip had he lost to Barry Horowitz, taking a little bit more of an aggressive approach with Sonny there on his side. And then maybe, he's so aggressive that like even Sonny now has a softer side to her and she's like, whoa, wait a minute, this isn't what I signed up for kind of thing. And then maybe that's how you could split them up.
Interesting. I always thought Sonny, though, that was like, that they did sooner or later kind of made her a babyface with like her promotions, like her and Sable and stuff like that.
Oh, and she's coming out with like the T-shirts and different things. Yeah, they're promoting the catalog.
Like, I always thought like somehow if they could have made her into like a wrestler, like that could have like saved the women's division. Like granted, like anyway, yeah, I know what you mean. But if somehow a babyface Sonny could have been a wrestler. I think that'd have been printing money on. Anyway, could be wrong, but
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they needed her to be a wrestler for.
But then look what happened. Like 95 women's wrestling went down the shits. You know what I mean?
Well, there wasn't many of them left.
Yeah, but apparently
you had Bull Nakano and Alundra Blaze. That was it.
Apparently, I don't know if you know who Ajay Khan.
Yes, is. I do. But anyway,
Ajay Khan on a Raw match versus a jobber. Potato this girl and broke her nose.
I think I might have seen that video before.
And potentially, when Vince saw that, potentially that was it. He was like, I don't want girls to get potatoed.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's right. Goddamn, pal, that big Japanese broad just beat the shit out of her.
Yep.
I can't afford her medical bills.
No. But anyway, I thought maybe
Jesus Christ, who hired her?
Yeah.
I could see him going, whoa, what the fuck was that?
Yep. Yeah, because then like Survivor Series 95, That was like the last you saw of women's wrestling till like almost 2000.
Well, they kind of brought it back a little bit in '98 with Sable.
Yeah,
and they made
true.
Sable the champ, and they were kind of doing your idea in a way. If they like, Sable couldn't wrestle for shit, but she was hot as hell, and people were into her, and she was popular. So it helped give some attention to women's wrestling, even though the wrestling wasn't very good. They brought some attention to it.
Spike Power Driver.
Oh no, this looks like it's going to be. Oh, nice little move there by the body of Heavenly.
Yeah, I like that.
It's almost similar to that Smoking Gun double finisher that you saw there earlier.
Yeah, actually, if I'm the Smoking Guns, I'm pissed right now. I go to Vince, I'm like, they can't do that move.
I mean, it was similar. It
was very similar. I'll be pissed.
Look at that beaut right there with the vest on. And this guy, fucking Gigolo Jimmy, can't even keep a tan. Probably, you saw that farmer's tan he was rocking. His arms,
was pretty funny.
His arms are orange like Snooki, and his forearm, his upper body's all pasty white. Little farmer's tan he had going on.
RS, Mabel.
Yep. Razor Ramon. Looks like they're running down the King of the Ring combatants. Good old Double J.
Why would they do it where it's not completed yet? Whatever.
Because they're updating you.
All right.
They're updating you. Just like they said earlier, Tatanka and Jimmy Del Rey is coming up. Even though this guy ain't got no fucking chance. Because he's wrestling Tatanka.
Why did they just... Tatanka versus this guy, does that scream Raw? That screams Superstars wrestling.
I think it's on. I think the match will be on Superstars. Or
No, he said it was on Raw.
Oh, he said it was on Raw. Oh, okay,
sure,
so I'm wrong.
There we go. Watch.
They're just hyping up the match, showing clips. You know, giving you some reason to care.
I used to love Tatanka.
He was very pop. I was surprised Tatanka did not get a run with like the Intercontinental Championship.
He never got anything, right? Did he even win?
No.
He got a tag champs, right?
I don't think so.
No?
They wrestled for the belts, but they never won them.
You're right, yeah. Bob Sparkplug, yeah. And 1, 2, 3
Kid, yep.
Yeah.
What I was surprised that not only did he not have a run with the Intercontinental title because he was so popular, but they gave him an undefeated streak for so long and then did nothing with it after like he lost to Ludwig Borga.
I remember somebody did like a snarky text about like Goldberg's streak.
Yeah.
Tatanka goes, well, I got one better.
Yeah, right?
He did.
They were reached the end of the show here. Looks like Vince and
probably talking about Piper.
Yeah. Let's play the audio here.
Right by the throat. No, it's ridiculous.
Corey, you idiot! Where's Corey at? I can't believe you sent him to the ring! He sprayed me in the face and cost me the king of the ring! I couldn't want it all! I don't know where he's at.
I'm only laughing at I'm thinking of Tommy Omega's rebuttal in your character. That's how it is.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to spit the green gaga-goo-goo in your face. Oh, no. I tried really, really hard so that you could win the king of the ring because I'm a quang. I'm not a king. I'm a quang.
Oh, man. Oh, poor Harvey. I love his gimmick.
Harvey Whippleman.
Every
little slime ball, little weasel.
Every fucking manager is rich and stuff like that. This guy's like down on his luck.
Yeah, he came from the dollar store. Dollar General Harvey Whippleman over here, the way he dressed. Yeah, every manager. Oh, there we go. Instant replay. Spit. Oh, I spit that in your face. I'm so sorry, Adam Bomb. As we get to the end of this watch along here. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I love Superstars wrestling. You don't take it serious. You just have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. And they're 45 minutes. They're quick little bangers. Bing, bang, boom, in and out. Done deal. So glad you were able to enjoy yourself.
A pleasure. Great birthday present.
For your birthday here. Making this a tradition. You know, you get to choose what you want to watch here, especially, seeing this as your birthday.
Yeah.
Coming up in the month of June. Let me think. What are we going to do next month? Oh, I got an idea. That No Holds Barred watch along. We're gonna watch the movie.
Oh, I can't wait!
I
put my.
I think I got the DVD still. If not, we could probably find it streaming somewhere so that other folks can watch it with us.
Fucking A.
But that would be that's gonna be a lot of fun.
I would just remember this. I think this could have been potentially the first time I ever set foot in the Kicking Out of Two podcast basement. I said, when it was all done, I looked at your brother, Justin, and I looked at you. And I'm pretty sure I said, if you do a No Holds Bars podcast, I better be involved. I'm pretty sure
I don't remember you ever saying that.
Podcast.
I don't remember you ever
Pretty
saying
sure I
that,
did.
but okay. I mean,
Pretty sure I did.
No, we'll see. Well, it's gonna happen. We're gonna have a lot of fun watching it. Got some pretty cool stuff lined up for the show. But you, my friend, you have a happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy that time with your sister and your family. And go out there and wish Dennis a happy birthday on our social media, on Facebook, Kicking Out at 2, as well as our Twitter. Let Dennis know how much you love him and his contributions to this retro wrestling podcast here. And with that being said, I think it's about that time that we put this birthday episode down for the 3 count. Dennis blew out all his candles, made his wish, it came true, and we will see you